Hey, what's up, guys? I have an amazing question from DK Moon, one of my students from my cryptocurrency investing expert masterclass on Udemy. And the question is about forks. How does a fork affect a project? And I'm going to read the question. How does forking affect the governance of a token of a project when a fork happens? So, what is a fork and how does it affect the governance of a crypto project? Okay, so let me start talking a little bit about forks. What are forks? Forks are basically when you have a piece of software and you change that software, that's basically a fork. It's changing the software, the code of a software. And you have two types of forks, soft forks and hard forks. A soft fork is when you change the software, but the new software is still backwards compatible. So the new software can continue talking with the old version of the software. Then you also have hard forks. Hard forks are non backwards compatible forks. So you change the software and the new version cannot talk anymore with the old version because the rules are so different. Okay. So let me give you a couple of examples in the crypto space. Bitcoin have many forks. And one of the forks in the Bitcoin space is Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash is a totally new cryptocurrency. You also had in the past like soft forks in the Bitcoin chain where the nodes or the miners only do a small update to include new features in the software, and even miners that didn't do the update can continue talk with the miners that already did the update. So they are all on the same chain. It's a soft fork. It doesn't necessarily create a new chain. Okay. Now, a hard fork is when the changes are so big that the ones that update cannot talk with the ones that didn't update. Okay. And in the Bitcoin space, the best example that I can give is Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash is kind of a different version of a Bitcoin, but the change that was made in the code, it doesn't make it possible for the original chain to talk with the new chain. It doesn't make it possible for the old miners and old nodes to talk with the new Bitcoin Cash nodes. Why? Because on the Bitcoin chain, the block size is 1 MB. So on average 10 minutes, you have a new block of transactions, and this block size is 1 MB. It's kind of a small block, and the purpose of being small is to keep it decentralized and easy to broadcast to all the nodes. Now, there was a group of developers in 2017 that proposed to increase the block size from 1 MB to 8 MB. And the goal is basically to include more transactions. But the majority of the miners and nodes on the Bitcoin chain didn't agree with the updates. So let's say there are 10,000 nodes or miners on the Bitcoin chain, and 9,000 didn't agree. So these 9,000 continue to mine Bitcoin as usual, like normal Bitcoin. And there is 1,000 that decided to actually update the software and start mining Bitcoin Cash, which is the 8 MB version. So now you have two chains, right? They fork. So up until I think this was like October 2017, you have one Bitcoin, and then this Bitcoin splits into two chains. You have the old normal Bitcoin, and you have the Bitcoin Cash, which is the 8 MB version. So basically, you have two different Bitcoins. There were many other forks, to be honest. Anyone can make a fork. You could make a Bitcoin fork if you have enough miners and nodes supporting it, or we can create our own Bitcoin version, but probably not many people will join it, so it will not be very meaningful. But that's basically what a fork is. So Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin have like different miners, different nodes, different software, different governance. So this will be an example of a fork. You have many other forks. Okay, like for example, Dogecoin. Dogecoin is a fork of Lucky Coin, which is a fork of Litecoin, which is a fork of Bitcoin, right? You can fork of fork of fork. But when it comes to other projects, like for example, in the DeFi space, um, everything is open source, right? In crypto, in DeFi, everything is open source. So you can just grab the codes of a project and fork it to your own version. So let me give you an example. Uniswap is the biggest DEX, decentralized exchange, in the DeFi space. And because of its success and because Uniswap is open source, a lot of people have copied Uniswap. There are dozens of forks in Uniswap. And basically, people copy the Uniswap codes. You can copy any smart contract, right? Make some small changes and launch a new project called, I don't know, PancakeSwap, SushiSwap, and all these projects are kind of somehow a fork of Uniswap. Or, for example, let's say Uniswap is on the Ethereum blockchain. They are also compatible with a few other chains. But imagine there is a brand new layer 2, a brand new chain, and you want to create your own version of Uniswap on this new chain. So you can go copy the Uniswap codes and launch a new DEX on the DKMoon L2 chain. Okay, so you basically can do this. How does it affect the governance? Well, the new fork is a totally new project with a total new governance, right? So Uniswap on Ethereum, they have the Uni token, they have their own governance. The governance is made by the people that own the Uni token. Now, if you do a Uniswap fork to and call it DKMoon Swap, you will have your own DKMoon token and you will have your own governance. So it will be like totally separate governance, totally separate tokens. You'll have a project basically built from scratch with your own governance rules, with your own token. You can do your own token economics, your own token distribution, because they are two different projects. These kind of hard fork are really separate projects with totally separate governance. All right, I hope I have answered the question. If the video was useful, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe. Check my other videos, and as always, I'll see you very soon.